Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Layla. If you are new here, I know everything right now is completely chaotic and I am sorry if you are struggling through this, if you have lost your job or if you are really stressing out. I know, I understand, but I did want to offer some tips for what you can do and how to cope while you are stuck at home. I do want to encourage you to make the most of this and to keep your vibes up, keep your energy up, and stay optimistic throughout this. You will get through this. We will all get through this. This is really crazy and really uncertain times, but it's temporary. If you're somebody who prefers to read, I do have a really good blog post on this exact topic. I will link it down below, but let's get right into it. The first thing is to get well rested. So if you're somebody who is typically working, then you're probably used to waking up early and kind of fighting for time and things like that, probably not getting enough sleep. So make the most of this and get enough sleep. Go to bed at a specific time and wake up at a specific time and make sure you're getting quality sleep and enough sleep. Stick with routines or create new routines. So obviously your routine is really disrupted at this point. Things are not normal, and so your normal life is disrupted. The things that you typically do are not happening, but that doesn't mean that you can't make a routine for your current reality. So I do suggest that if you're working from home or if you're just at home, out of work or anything like that, for you to still implement routines. So wake up at a specific time and have your morning routine. You guys know I have my Ayurvedic morning routine that I do, and that is linked down below. So you could implement things like that, just anything to keep yourself high energy, high vibe. I know my routines keep me in check and they really help me to thrive in my life. I am still working, but if I was home, I would definitely have different routines to implement. You can have your morning routine, afternoon, evening, bedtime routine, whatever. This is going to help you avoid just lounging on the couch or getting into this really negative mindset that a lot of people probably are already getting into. So create routines that can implement all the things that you kind of want to do right now, but also just to incorporate your health, your personal development, and anything else that's important to you. I strongly suggest that you still get ready in the morning. So like I said, have your morning routine, wake up at a specific time, but then do what you typically would do for going to work. So take a shower, put on some makeup if you do that, style your hair, get dressed. You don't necessarily have to put on, office clothes or anything like that, but maybe you want to put on a nice pair of jeans and a button-up top or a nice t-shirt or something. Or even if you want to stay comfy, just change your clothes. Don't stay in your PJs and don't just get back into bed or just lounge on the couch and watch Netflix, because when you get yourself ready and kind of dolled up, it's going to make you feel like you want to do more work, and maybe you have to do your full-time job, so you could start working on that stuff. Or if you want to stay productive, this can be your transition into doing those things. It kind of is just a way to switch your mindset so it can feel like everything is still a little bit normal. Stay productive during this time, because a lot of people are just going to, like I said, lounge around, watch Netflix, scroll on social media, and not be productive at all. But you can really take advantage of this time. So first things first is to create a schedule. Whether you're working your full-time job still at home, like you have to work from home, create a schedule around that, have your morning routine and all that stuff, but then break down what you're going to be doing each day, hour by hour, or whatever you're going to fit into a chunk of time. And you can do the same thing if you're not working at all right now, or maybe you have your online business that you could really focus on, and this is your opportunity to kind of make it as if you're taking your business full time. So really create a schedule and make it detailed so that you know exactly what you are going to produce hour by hour or day by day. And you could even schedule in when you're going to take your lunch, when you're going to take a walk or go work out or anything like that, because this is going to help you to stay motivated and to stay on track. Same idea with creating to-do lists. Definitely create a to-do list every single day, because we don't want you just doing absolutely nothing. That is going to be the fastest way to trigger anxiety or stress or depression in your mind, because you're just going to be sitting in your home and feeling pity for yourself, because it's going to be boring. Make a to-do list, even if you have nothing to do. Find some things that you want to do around the house. As you keep watching this video, you'll probably get some ideas, but make a to-do list and actually follow it. So with that to-do list, put it into your daily and weekly schedule. And stay focused. Being at home can be really, really distracting, and a lot of people are gonna have to learn this because there's your TV, there's your computers, your phone. There's a lot more time in your day, so it's going to feel like you don't have as much to do, or you can just kind of slack off here and there. But really try to focus and be disciplined with your work, whatever that is, whether you're working or not. So keep your phone out of the way, make sure you're staying on task, whatever it is that you are doing, and minimize those distractions as much as possible. This is going to be a real test of your willpower and focus, and this can actually be really good for you if that's something you struggle with. So you can really develop the skill of focus from this. Another good thing to do is to create a nice vibe in your home. So what I mean by this is just like a nice environment, a high energy environment that keeps you inspired and happy. For me, this would be keeping everything clutter-free and clean. So the space that I'm working at needs to be clutter-free, and just everywhere around me, I prefer it to be nice and organized. I also love coffee. So if you wanna, make a nice luxurious cup of coffee by frothing your milk, or just making it in a different way a couple of times a day and having your home smell like the aroma of a coffee shop, that can be really high vibe. And the other thing for me is like fairy lights. I like to have some lights plugged in or some candles turned on and the windows open, just letting natural light in. And then in the early morning or the evening when it starts to get dark, turn on your nice lamps or your fairy lights, whatever, and that just creates a cozy vibe that makes you feel more welcome in your home and just happier overall. This can really make a world of a difference for your mental state because it's going to be more cozy and comfortable, and you'll find a lot more relaxation in your little sanctuary. Make it a place of your own, keep it clean, and maybe you want to reorganize things or something like that, but just make it something that is really inspiring to you. Stay healthy. So with this time of being inside a ton, this is going to make your immune system even weaker. So I'm not saying to go out and socialize with people, but definitely, go out on your balcony, take a walk in nature, still maintain the rules of social distancing, things like that. But definitely still get in your exercise and your walking. Don't just lounge around all day because sitting gets really bad for you. So even if it's just like getting up every hour to go get some water or something like that and exercising in your home, there are tons of videos that you can watch or follow along to on YouTube, on Instagram, everywhere. I'm seeing these at-home workouts for you to follow. Of course, you want to make sure you're eating healthy foods. Don't use this as an excuse to binge eat your feelings. Don't get a bunch of junk food or anything like that. I know some people have been stocking up on canned goods or a lot of processed foods, but keep those there for emergencies, but still keep on buying your fresh fruits and veggies and your whole grains, all that stuff. Keep your immune system up by still consuming a healthy diet and all of that stuff. Take your vitamins, of course. Make sure you're drinking enough water. I know that can be something to easily slack on, especially if you're just sitting in your house, because you're not going to get as thirsty or not think about it as much. So really keep your health up during this time. Make it a priority. I have a blog post linked down below of prioritizing your health and how to do that. So I definitely recommend you read that during this time as well. Keep your vibes up. Keep your positivity up. So the first tip with this is to avoid consuming the news too much, because obviously there's a lot going on right now. It's easy for you to get really consumed by the news out there right now, to get on your phone and check things, to watch TV, to even get on social media and see things. It's really consuming and just not healthy for you. Obviously you want to stay informed during this time. You can maybe check in the morning or check in the evening or something, but don't constantly throughout the day keep checking updates about this whole crisis, because it's only going to stress you out more and you just don't need that right now. With that being said, I also suggest that you get off social media. At a time where you're just in your home and kind of bored, it's easy to just go to social media and spend hours and hours scrolling through Instagram or Twitter or any other platform, and this just isn't going to serve you. Not only is there a lot of information about this crisis on there, but there's just not much on there that's going to add value to your life. It's really going to take away your time from doing other things that you could be doing instead with this free time. And so avoid getting on social media for hours and hours a day. Make use of that time instead, and we'll get to that in a bit. The other thing is to keep your mental health in check by meditating, by journaling, by doing a lot of mindset or thought work. There's a lot of resources out there for you to look into if you're struggling with this, if you're feeling really stressed out during this time. Definitely check in with yourself and find somebody to talk to if you need to, but just be with yourself, be with your thoughts, observe your thoughts, and journal those things out. If you are really struggling with this is important for you to prioritize and just keep those vibes up by constantly feeding yourself positive information and positive thoughts and just looking on the bright side. I'm not saying to be naive in this situation. I'm not saying to look at everything as rainbows and lilies, but there is no point of really panicking and stressing at this time. There is truly no point in that. It's not going to help you. A big one is take advantage of this time, especially if you are not working at all and you're being paid still. Use this time wisely. Now, this is going to be different for somebody who, is working from home. They still have to do their full-time job from home. That's fine, keep up with that, but you could still take advantage of some of these things just because you don't have to commute or, maybe get ready as much in the morning or pack a lunch, things like that. So still take advantage of this time no matter what situation you are in. My first tip with that is to start an online business or really buckle down on your online business if you already have one. So a lot of online businesses don't require much work. And I know right now you're probably like, everything's crashing. It's not a good idea to start something. And that may be true, but that doesn't mean you can't create content. So some of the best online businesses that you could start right now for basically free are blogging. Create a blog, create a YouTube channel, work on growing your Instagram or any other social media platform, or look into becoming a virtual assistant. So obviously you could write content, you could design a blog, you could sign up for, a website or domain name, whatever. You could just create content and have things to put out for you to create your blog later if you still need to have some money to purchase those things. But then with YouTube is literally free. There is nothing that you need to purchase. Of course, you're not going to make money right away, but this is a really good time to document your journey or teach something to someone, train your dog, cook food and review it, plant a garden and film yourself doing that. There's so many things that you could do right now on a YouTube channel, and you could literally be uploading every single day. You could be filming on your phone and just uploading raw footage or editing with the software that you already have on your computer. Same thing with Instagram. You could take a lot of photos and have, nice quality images or quality captions and make it like a little mini blog. You can learn how to become a virtual assistant and start creating that business and practicing whatever it takes to do that. There's so much opportunity right now, and obviously you may not see much growth because everybody's kind of distracted by all of this, but with time this is going to pass and your content is going to be there ready for you to push out. I'm also really grateful to have these platforms just in general because I have created a couple sources of income for me. And no, I am not relying on these sources of income, but it does act as extra income for me every single month. And it's just, an extra cushion for me if anything were to happen to my full-time job. So I really encourage you to start an online business and get really disciplined about it during this time because the time's gonna pass anyway, so you might as well. This is also a really good time to set goals and create an action plan. I know it may be hard right now, things are overwhelming, or you may not be in a mental place for you to want to set goals, but it can be really exciting too. So once this passes, things are going to start getting back to normal. And you kind of want to have a plan in place, set some new goals and get really excited about that and make a really detailed plan about how you're going to get there. So this could be any area of your life, your health, your finances, your job, whatever. This can be really motivating for you and kind of get you out of that rut that you may be in. Another really good option is to deep clean or declutter your house. Just get into every single corner of your house and really deep clean it. You can figure out the things that you want to donate or throw away or sell, and you could even make some extra income right now by posting them on different services, Poshmark or eBay, whatever. You could also create a financial plan and get really detailed about this. If this has taught you anything, I hope it has really given you a lesson on the power of an emergency savings and prioritizing your finances. You can create a plan of action for your finances after this situation passes. You can start creating a budget. You can go back and track your spending. You can make a plan for getting out of debt. Make sure you have everything organized with your debt and figure out who you owe, what you owe, things like that. You can find ways to increase your income and make a really detailed plan for your finances, or you could learn about something in relation to finances. There's YouTube videos, there's courses. I have a YouTube channel on personal finance. That's always linked down below. So take advantage of learning about that and learning your lesson from this. You could also learn anything else during this time. There are tons of free courses out there. There are tons of YouTube videos with free content of things that you could learn. Maybe you want to learn about computers, maybe you want to learn about plants or gardening or painting, or learn a new language, how to edit, how to write, how to anything. There's so much out there that you could learn, and you do not need money for this. You could find tons of free courses that are really high quality. I also have a self-discipline course that is linked down below. I'm actually offering 20% off right now for a limited time. So that is all that information is linked down below. I have a code that you can use to save 20% off if you want to develop your self-discipline, which is another important thing to have during this time so you can get things done and stay on track. But yeah, you might as well learn something during this time. You could also work on your personal development. So maybe you have a coach, or you could hire a coach who you can talk to. You can journal and meditate, things that I've already said. Work on your thoughts, work on your mindset, read books. Again, you could take courses or learn anything online through YouTube videos, maybe learn about the law of attraction, or listen to audiobooks while you're doing other things, anything like that. Learn how to cook. There's tons of things to improve yourself out there. Again, I'm going to plug my blog here because I have tons of articles on personal development for you to check out. So read those. This is also a really good time to get creative. Even if you don't think you're a creative person, there are tons of things that you could do. I'll list a few things off. You could paint or draw. You can create a playlist, a music playlist, or a video playlist. You could do puzzles, any other games. You could learn to bake or cook, or you could just do that in general. You can play an instrument. You can dance. You can garden. You can create a vision board and get super inspired and go after those goals that you were setting. You could rearrange your room or rearrange your home. There's a lot. There's so much that you could do to get creative and keep your mind flowing at this time, and kind of keep yourself distracted with positive things instead of just sitting in your home and feeling really upset. Finally, I did want to offer some tips for if you are feeling alone. For myself personally, I have still been going to work, but for this weekend, for example, I have been completely alone and isolated myself, and am trying not to expose myself or get exposed to anything. And so I have some tips for you if you are struggling with that. So I definitely recommend FaceTiming with family or friends. If you are not able to see them right now, spend some quality video time with them, or just talking on the phone with them if possible. You could go out in nature with friends. I think that's probably one of the safest things. I'm hesitant to suggest that because I don't want, people to attack me for, even suggesting going outside at all. But I do think it's still important to get outside and get some fresh air, vitamin D, whatever. And maybe you could meet up with somebody at the park and just keep that 6-foot rule in mind and just not touch anything and keep yourself safe. You can also connect in other ways. If you do live with somebody, or if you're with somebody during this time, you can play games, you can do puzzles together, you can learn stuff together, or you could do those things virtually as well. There's a lot of things that I'm seeing on social media which are pretty cool, like sending push-ups to each other, like challenging people to do certain things, like push-ups, and posting photos of themselves, things like that. So it's really interesting to see how everybody's still trying to stay really connected during this time. If you are alone, I understand it can be difficult, but just my idea here is just to make this the best thing ever. Like, how can you flip the script here? How can you look at this as an opportunity, and how can you look at this as exciting times? Like, you get to be with yourself, you get to think to yourself, you get to work on your passion projects, you get to work on yourself, which is like your biggest project of life. And there's all these things that you can implement, and you can make yourself a better person during this time. I suggest even looking on Reddit, because there's tons of threads of people motivating other people on how they're making life changes during this time. They're implementing new habits, and they don't have those things around them to distract them. They don't have people around them to distract them. And you have all this free time, and you have all this opportunity with this. And I know you may be stressed out financially, you may be stressed out just with everything going on, but try to look on the bright side of everything and make the most out of this, because this is truly history in the making, and it is really shocking and kind of upsetting, but it's also really interesting. And this is the first time that just about everybody is going through something like this, and probably one of the only times that we're going to be going through something like this. Just take advantage. Take advantage of this. Use your time wisely. Do not throw yourself into a pity party. Do not feel that you have nobody to talk to or anything like that. Just stay calm, stay healthy, stay safe, and this is going to pass. This is only temporary. Just make it the best thing ever. Find opportunity in this and go from there. That's all I have for you guys today. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. Like I said, I have a lot of blog posts going up lately with my extra free time, so check the links down below and check my blog frequently if you're interested in those things. Thank you so much. Again, stay safe, everybody, and I am thinking of all of you. I will see you in my next video.